Hi. Okay. Hi, how are you guys? You have to forgive me, there's some technical difficulties going on. I'm good. How are you? Alright, I'm gonna change my shirt. This guy can't get around it.
do freeze enemies for 3 seconds. We only have a brief window of opportunity to get as many of these as possible. Elliot only makes them after clearing the cryolab and only a handful every 3 hours. Then, once we leave the engineering core and begin our spacewalk, he stops making them forever, which means we could get a theoretically unlimited supply as long as we never complete the DLC and stay in the engineering core. But realistically, we're only going to get a handful of these. Next is the alien captain sidearm, which we only get after killing the alien captain whom we find on the bridge of Mothership Zeta. On his corpse, we find alien power modules and cells, and the unique weapon, Alien Captain Sidearm. The Alien Captain Sidearm uses alien power modules, not power cells, unlike other alien blasters. Also, unlike alien blasters, it shoots out energy like a shotgun. Every time you pull the trigger, it shoots 6 beams at the cost of 3 rounds. So it does burn through alien power modules. Like the Metal Blaster from the Pit DLC and like Paulson's revolver, each of the 6 energy beams has the chance to land a critical strike on the enemy, which means characters with high luck and high critical chance are likely to land multiple crits with each attack. But this chance only works outside of VATS. Inside of VATS, you can only land 1 critical strike. It does the exact same amount of damage as the Alien Atomizer, 35, split between 6 beams, but it has way more spread than the Alien Atomizer, with a spread of whopping 3.0 compared to the Alien Atomizer's 0. This is, of course, because it's practically a shotgun. And lastly, there's the Alien Blaster. When we finally beat the DLC and make it back to Earth, we see that the aliens retrieved the alien ship wreckage, but left the corpse of its pilot. We find him lying next to the alien beacon, and on the ground next to him we find a whole bunch of alien power cells and a unique weapon.
Sorry about that.
That Alien Blaster was available in the base game of Fallout 3, but after installing Mothership Zeta, we don't get it until after this DLC. So I'm going to cover it as part
I don't
of
know.
this.
What do you call Canadian geese?
Is one of the most powerful weapons in the game because each shot is a guaranteed critical hit. The critical percent multiplier for this weapon is 100, making it impossible to not land a critical hit. It does electrical damage, like Jingwei's shock sword and the captain's sidearm.
How's everybody doing?
Of 100, which is huge, much larger than any other weapon we find in this DLC. It has an action point cost of 20, bringing the damage per action point up to 5, deals 100 critical damage, bringing its DPS up to 100. The drawback to this weapon is that it uses alien power cells, a much more rare ammunition. This is why I make such a big deal about finding all of the alien power cells from Mothership Zeta. You walk away with thousands upon thousands of alien power modules, the ammunition used for all other weapons on the mothership, but there is a maximum of 1,152 alien power cells in the entire game, including all expansions. 362 in the base game, 365 on Mothership Zeta, and 425 with Broken Steel installed. So this weapon is best used for special occasions. Next, we'll talk about armor. Mothership Zeta is a weapons-heavy DLC, but we do find a few cool pieces of armor. The first is the spacesuit that belonged to Colonel Hartigan, who sadly died when we released him from his cryopod. On his body, we find the spacesuit. The spacesuit is a gorgeous-looking suit, but it's not very practical outside of space exploration. The entire suit only has a DR of 1.
Hi, everybody.
Supposedly protecting us from interstellar
How's everybody doing?
It has no radiation bonus. It is unique, however, in that it has 10 billion HP, making it extremely unlikely that we'll ever have to repair it. However, if for some reason we do need to repair it, it can be repaired with a radiation suit or an advanced radiation suit. Since it's a quest item, it's weightless when we find it. However, after the quest, we can keep it, and at that point, it weighs 5 pounds. Next is Paulson's outfit, which we get by killing Paulson and looting it from his corpse or by reverse pickpocketing it from him. Paulson's outfit is an
I'm doing good. How are you?
with a DR of 5, unit grants plus 1 to charisma, plus 10 to small guns, and plus 5 to speech. He also has a sheriff's hat, which grants plus 1 DR and plus 1 to perception. Then there's Toshiro Kago's samurai armor. This suit of armor has a stunning DR of 30 and grants us plus 10 Melee damage.
I'm doing good.
Melee weapons. It weighs 20 pounds.
What are you up to, St. Andrew? Yeah, it has been a while. Well, the last time I live streamed was like a few weeks ago or something like that. Fix my. Some things don't change, and St. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now it's all good. So what have you been up to? Is that a good place to eat? I forgot. Don't you live in North Carolina or you live like on the East Coast, right? Like on the beach, you said. Ohio. Oh. I don't know why I thought you lived on the beach. The place where I live at has it has a tornado. It had a tornado going where my friend lives at. She lives by the university. I'm making these chicken bowl koozies right now. Yeah, we had a tornado. I live in Missouri. It's Tornado Alley. Where I live in the Ozarks, so we normally don't get like a lot of tornadoes because like our part of Missouri is hilly, you know. But you can get some tornadoes. Like Joplin, I feel like gets the most tornadoes, but I don't look at the stats, so I don't know. But I'm not sure. I've never been to Nebraska, so, but I imagine it's like a bunch of like wherever there's flatlands is where you normally get tornadoes. Isn't Ohio where that train like broke down? How close are you to where like all those chemicals were at? Like where and it like polluted that river. I forgot where it was. Not close. You're not close to it. That's good. By Youngstown. I mean, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I feel like you're just better off. You're better off just cutting your losses and leaving. Oh man, my lights don't work. There, please. I'll light that cat up. Hi, I'm back. So this cat, so the No, I'm not talking about the price. I mean, like, when, that happened, oh, I was talking about in Ohio, um, when that train happened, like, all the fire and stuff happened and all those chemicals were in the water and it caused breathing problems and stuff. I don't know, I wouldn't risk it. Ta-da! There was another train accident that happened. I didn't know about that. Oh, okay. Yeah, they went there. I just think it's crazy that, like, if, because that was when Biden was still president. Yeah, yeah, let's forget him. I mean, he's already forgotten about us. Let us forget about him. Yeah. Let us. I'm crocheting. So I'm gonna be making. This one isn't done, but it's gonna be. I'm making 3 chicken bowls. They're koozies. That you put your hot soup in. These ones, however, you cannot stick in the microwave. I'm pretty sure you can stick like the ones that are cotton in the microwave. Like but these actually acrylic has plastic in it, which it means it melts. Oh yeah, and another fun fact, I ended up breaking up with my boyfriend the day after April Fool's Day. Not a joke. No, it would melt. It probably would combust, I'm not sure. I mean, there's no telling. I mean, give me your, I'll give you my, I don't know how we can contact without like sharing private information, but oh yeah, you could always go to my Twitter. You could always go to my Twitter page. When you go on my channel, um, there's a way of. Oh, what happened? I ended up breaking up with him just because like he didn't want to be responsible. So we both have disabilities, and he doesn't want to learn basic skills like cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. And I ended up finding out that this person basically lied to me the entire relationship. So I ended up breaking up with him. I'm a lot more happier than I was with him. This person is trying to get back with me, but I'm not going to do that. I ended up breaking up with him just because like he would never communicate about his bipolar or his issues, and I got to hear about his issues from everyone else around me. Like yeah. And so, but I'm I just, I've given this person multiple chances to change, to talk to me about his problems, and he just didn't do it. So and the funny thing, so that's why I ask. I'm like, my question is like mostly like just out of curiosity. And like Trump, I didn't want to break up with him on April Fool's Day because he'd be like, "Oh no, it's a joke." I'm like, "It's not a joke." But so I had told him that I'm like thinking about breaking up with him the day before April Fool's Day, and apparently he didn't take me seriously. He's like, "I didn't think you would do it," and I'm like, "You think I'm telling you I want to break up with you for shits and giggles?" Like, I I did it because I wanted to explain that this is serious. And so like I have autism, I have ASD, autism spectrum disorder, and epilepsy and ADD. And he has bipolar, and I think he has other things too. He has bipolar and ADD. Those are his main things. And he always, I'm not gonna name his name because I'm not gonna do that. He doesn't choose to be online, I do. So, that's not right. But he doesn't want to learn basic life skills, and now all of a sudden, oh, well, he sucks at communicating. I'm like, excuse me, sorry. I'm like, well, you should probably teach him his staff. He lives with his staff. I kind of don't explain things well either. That's kind of my problem, is I don't explain things well either. But I try. But he basically, he has his staff talking for him, and like she's like, well, that's how relationships are. You have to remind your your boyfriend to take a shower. And I'm like, I didn't sign up to be his mom. I expect a partner, not a son. If I wanted a son, I would get knocked up or adopt a baby boy, and that's how I would get a son. Like, I don't want somebody to be, I want a grown ass adult. If you move in with me, you're expected to have some coping mechanisms for your problems. That's not to say that I wouldn't help people out with their problems, but at the same time, I wouldn't just, it's not my job to get you up out of bed, do everything for you. and this person's like, "Hi, how are you? You like gloves? What does that mean?" Anyway, as I was saying, yeah. So I just thought about gloves, huh? I don't know what he's talking about. His name is Sam Glove. I guess his name is Sam Gloves. I don't know what gloves mean. But, yeah. I just, like, thought about what a day would look like. Because, like, so, like I said, I am working towards being independent. Like I said, I know that people might be like, oh, so you live with your parents still? Like, but my parents won't let me move out until I'm able to take care of myself fully. They want me to be safe and they want me to be able to be independent. So like I do things like I can cook my own food with my mom and dad here. I can do a lot of things. And so it's not about not being independent. It's about, anyway, so I'm working on a 5-year plan to be independent. And learning, basic, like learning how to cook. Like I can cook mac and cheese. I can do my own laundry. These are things that he can't do. Now all of a sudden he's changed his tune, and now all of a sudden he's like, well, I was going to learn those things, Anne. I didn't think you would break up with me. I'm like, well, why would you tell me? Why would you tell me that you're not planning on changing because you don't have any plans on changing? He won't change because people don't hold him to account. People do not hold this guy to account. His disability is used as a prop or a shield. Like my mom and dad don't use my autism as an excuse. My mom and dad don't come to my defense and use my autism as an excuse. I'm held accountable when I act like an a-hole. This person isn't. And that's the problem with a lot of people with disabilities, is a lot of people with disabilities aren't treated like, well, I mean, they're not treated like, slaves, I won't say like that, but they aren't like, like, they aren't held accountable for actions. So, like, when, like, it's somebody with, like, ADD, like, for example, he, like, he would leave his workplace at the job that I work at, and I would be like, because we work in the same area, I'd be like, why are you coming to the break room to talk to me? You're supposed to be working. And his staff person was like, well, he has ADD, and I'm like, so do I. You're still supposed to stay in your area. You are still expected to work. A lot of people at the place I work at have ADD or some form of attention, whatever, and they're still expected to sit there and work. So that's something that, like, I just don't use my disability as an excuse or a prop. I can't stand it when people use their disability as a prop or an excuse for, you know, And I use gloves. Oh, I use gloves when I clean residents' rooms. Yeah, like yeah, it was a thing that happened, and then now all of a sudden he's like, oh, I was planning on doing this, this, and this, and this, and this. And then, okay, so I work, do you know the Lake of the Ozarks, St. Andrew? Do you know the Camdenton, the Lake of the Ozarks? Well, I work at Lake Area Industries, and I work in the garden center right now. And this dumbass decides, like I'm working still. Like whenever I'm working, like he decides to sit in my workspace and eat his lunch. I don't care that he's doing that. He leaves his trash in my workspace, and I'm just like, are you serious? Like, there's trays that we give customers. He put his freaking, you know those like Pringles chip things? Okay, so like, this is like where he's sitting. And then like not even a foot, he could just go plop right in the trash can. Instead he hides it in the trays. I'm like, this is stupid. And then so I work in the garden center right now. It's a lot of fun. I don't really care that he eats his lunch there. I think he was expecting me to stop working and eat my lunch. But I can't stop working until I get relieved, so that wasn't gonna happen. But I hate it whenever people like just leave their stuff all over the place. Like, it's one thing if like you treat your room like that. It's another thing if you're like going to your place of work. Yeah, it's a garden center, so like so on the outside there's like a garden center area. Yeah, it's so that like the community can see our workshop, and what it does, and what we do and stuff like that. But the metal building is a workshop for people with disabilities. I was on the radio. It was pretty cool. I was on KSMR or something like that. But yeah, like we have a garden center outside of our outside, and then we have the workshop, and we have like a crew that goes to the inside the community. Like normally when I'm not working in the garden center, yeah, when I'm not working at the garden center, I go to the nursing home called Lori Care Center, and I clean their nursing home. They have awesome staff there. Anytime LAI has issues with like the government trying to shut us down, like they consider us part of their team, so they are willing to. They write letters. We've had 2 head cleaning bosses that have written letters. I've been offered a job there. The problem with the job, having a job there, is that because I have seizures, I don't drive. So because I don't drive, I need transportation. And transportation, like, is the biggest thing for people, is the biggest hurdle for people who live in rural towns that we face. Because, like, if you don't live in a city where there's busing and stuff like that, it's hard to find, like, transportation to get to jobs, to get to places. So that's one of the biggest issues I feel like we face, is transportation. Because most of the people, if not 90-something% of the people that work at our workshop do not have transportation, including myself. So it's very like important that people understand certain stuff. Now, Trump did this awesome thing where he had, now I know this is old news, my dad's like, and that's old news, but like, was last Friday, Natalie told me that for every regulation that the government adds, they have to remove 10 regulations. So it's going to make it really hard for people to, or it's going to make them think twice about adding regulations, because they'll have to remove 10 regulations. They'll have to find out what regulations they want to remove. So I wouldn't, I think that would be something that, you know. Oh, no, I both fell. Luckily it doesn't have food in it. Yeah, and we sell flowers like this tomorrow. Well, today, we're supposed to have, I guess today, my boss was like, and it doesn't say on your schedule that you're off today. And I showed her, I'm like, no, it says I'm off today. I'm off on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I work Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, yeah. It says I work those days. Oh, well, I said, unless you changed the calendar and you didn't give me the new one, that would be kind of helpful. That's nice. You should work at a nursing home, Sam Gloves, because they have gloves up the wazoo. You should work in a kitchen, Sam. They have gloves everywhere. Or Walmart. Walmart has gloves too. You want to pet my cat? You might need to wear gloves to pet Archie. See? That's Archie. He's showing his butt to you. Do you really have a channel about gloves? I bet you're yanking my chain. Oh, okay, I thought he was yanking my chain. Is his name Sam Gloves? I'll look up your channel after. Do you really talk about gloves? Like, what do you talk about? Like, I thought you were just, like, trolling us. I thought he was literally just trolling us. I'm sorry, but I just thought he was trolling us. No, he is legit. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna read your actual thing. Yeah, Archie's an orange cat. And then that's Alice. I like orange cats. Orange cats are my favorite. You see Alice? Alice is shy. No, Archie, no, no, no. That's my project. Don't do that. No. No, hey. No. Yeah, I do have an X account. Your fat paw off it. It's on my page. When you go onto my YouTube channel and you go to the you never know, like live streams are like a box of chocolates. You just never know who's going to turn up on your live stream. That's kind of how what I've learned, yeah. Which is a good thing. True, yeah. But but it makes life fun. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying it makes the day interesting. I could be doing nothing, or I could be on live stream. I hate to bring the X up again, but he literally, he would call me, and I would be talking to him, and he would be like, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing, and I'm like, well, like I'm always busy. Like I sell my crocheted projects, and so like I'm always trying to make some money on the side, and something that like I would say hi, and he'd say hi. I'd be like, how are you doing? He'd be like, good. And then after a while he would just stop talking. I'm like like that was something that like I was like that is very industrious. Well, I just like to I just know that like I'm never going to be able to make, so like when you're on disability, you can only make a certain amount of money before like you get you could, oh yeah, well, you can only make a certain amount of money before you start losing benefits. I kind of think that's kind of BS, because like if you're going out and you're trying to make a living and stuff like that, you should be rewarded. They literally are, I think they want people to be in poverty because like, or they want people to just be like, you know what? I guess I don't need these. The problem is that like my medication costs $800 or $900 a month, so I can't afford to be on. I can't not afford to have disability because I have seizures, so I need to have medicine. But anyway, so the money that I use for selling items, the goal is to learn how to save the money or like spend it like anyway. That's kind of hard to do, I find. But like, I've gotta learn somehow. But yeah. So that's why I'm making these chicken bowls, because I've always learned that you can't rely on other people to help you out. You gotta rely on yourself. I will. I actually find it fun, and then I also know that I'm going to find somebody who actually is ambitious like me. No, because my mom and dad we're Catholic, so like, but like, we don't go to the church. Like, I would like to be involved in the church more, but I don't have transportation to get there. And also, I work on Sundays, but my dad says church is in your heart. I do believe in God. Archie. Everyone, Archie's being precious. You go to Dwell Community Church? You could be going to the Community Church of Archie. That's not really much of a church, though. He's just a cat. Sam goes to the Church of Gloves. I think that'd be pretty cool. He just walked out of the room. Archie walks where he wants to walk. Yeah, he is a cat. Have you watched this video? Did you watch? They do what they guess. Cats do what they want. Have you watched this video where there's two neighbors and so their cat, one of the neighbors' cats, Mercury, likes to hang out in this other, and then he just walked back in. He likes to hang out in this other neighbor's not house, but their yard, and this neighbor's like, I can't believe you won't tell Mercury to leave, and he's like, dude, he's a cat. He doesn't, do you think he understands English? Yeah, sure. He understands go, Mercury. Do you understand what go? Do you understand what that means? Cats do what they want to do. He's earring. Good boy. Good boy, Archie. He uses his good boy scratching post. Archie, books are falling on you. Yeah. Cats do what they want to do. I can't stand watching those videos where they have their cats in these costumes, like these bumblebee costumes or whatever. I'm like, but your cat doesn't like to wear that. Like your cat doesn't like to wear that costume, and you're forcing the cat to wear that costume. You dress your cat up like some for Halloween or something. He's a good boy. He is going to be 7 years old this year. Earthquake? Why? You saying Archie's fat? He's a good boy. Oh, I was trying to get it where you can see Archie better. Oh, that was a joke. I get it now. Oh, yeah. You gotta go to Costco We'll have fun spending grocery money. Oh, it is? That's good. That's like, that was something that they were all yelling about after the election. I hope you have fun with your cheap gas and your cheap groceries. It's like, yeah, you too. Come on, like, why? It never ceases to amaze me, but like, how people get. US, yeah, USA. Bye now. I'll see you later. See you whenever. I will, you too. And bye, everybody. Have a good day.